بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Assalamu alaikum once again, guys. Welcome to another session of Qur'an Analysis, where we're looking at the Nahw and the Sarf of the last ayah, guys. We're almost done. We're just left with 2 more sessions, and that will be the end of this amazing journey that we've had together, subhanAllah. I mean, for months, we have just been thinking about Surah Attaghabun. I don't know about you, but I've been reading the Quran and all I can think of is Surah Attaghabun in relation to, like, I'm reading other ayats, but I'm remembering, oh, we said that in Surah Attaghabun. Oh, we said that. Subhanallah, how the Quran is interconnected. And we'll see that next week, how beautiful the Quran is interconnected with the word Hakim, inshallah. Okay. So let's go through this. Let's start with the Nahw and then we do the Sarf. Sultan, are you ready?
जी so this should be for Abita, sister. For Abita, is it previous or is the Nafia?
No, in this case, it's actually fa. You remember we talked about a fa called fa fasiha? Fa fasiha, when we talked about the different kinds of fa, we said there's a kind of fa that is sort of like an explanatory fa. Yeah, so this is that kind of fa. Let me just do something here. Okay. Yeah, so basically what it means is that once you have had that inna min azwajikum wa awladikum aduwan, and you've also had innama awladukum wa innama amwalukum wa awladukum fitna. You've had all these things before. So what should you do? Fattaqullah. Then have taqwa of Allah. So that's what it means. Then ittaqu.
So ittaqu, this is file amr. So antum zamir is the file. Antum zamir is the file. Then Allah is maful bihi.
Lafzul jalala.
Lafzul jalala maful bihi. Laha. So ma isma mausul.
So ma istata'tum. It comes together. Ma istata'tum. What did we? Do you remember what we said about this istata'a? Like, mostly this ma comes with istata'tum. I don't know if you remember, but this is actually ma masdariya, dharfiya, or zamaniya. Yeah. So basically, it has to do with time. This kind of ma. Don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
So basically, what it means is it's translated as long as. Ma masdariya, dharfiya, as long as.
So this will again become a maful bihi for ittaqu.
This, because it's dharfiya, it's going to be a dharf. It's going to be fi mahalli nasab li-dharf because of dharf. Yes. So this would be a dharf to this whole thing.
Istatatum is a fi'l madi. Antum zamir is the file. Then this is matuf alay waw harf atf.
Yes. This is atf.
So atf. So wasma'u. So again this is fi'l amr. Antum zamir is the file. So again this is matuf and matuf awwal. Waw is harf atf again.
So I'll just say
atiu fi'l amr. Antum zamir is the file again in this.
Yes. So this is, I'm just going to copy paste it here because it's the same thing. It's this is ma'tuf to this, and isma'u is ma'tuf to ittaqu, like that. So
same with anfiqu, waw harf atf. Anfiqu is fi'l amr. Antum is file again in this.
Yes. That's basically that. See, again, very straightforward, apart from maybe a few things. So you just have to watch out for ma, fa, Wow, most of the time it's going to be harf atuf, but you just watch out for it. So watch out for the things that, you know, it can be explained in more than one ways. Because we know ma, we looked at about 10 different kinds of ma. Fa, we looked at about 8 different kinds of ma. You know, so you just watch out for those ones because you never know how it's going to be translated, which affects how you translate it actually. Yeah. Okay. So we have khayran. This is going to be an interesting word.
Yes. Khairan is maful bihi for anfiqu fail. Anfiqu वतीवो अंफिकु खर्च करो बेहतर खैरन.
So actually, in this one, khayran, so when you see something nasab, you have to ask yourself, okay, why is it nasab? And there are about, I think, 16 different reasons why something can be nasab. So nasab is something to watch out for because it's just a huge department. Like there are so many things that can be nasab. And sometimes it can be confusing. And then when you look at the grammar books also, like everybody has their own explanation, which to me, I think it's the beauty of the Quran. Because if you can have so many different ways of looking at something and they're not contradicting, they're actually complementing each other, just shows how the Quran is divine and just shows how the Quran is, you cannot match this book. It's how miraculous it is. We say in how it cannot be imitated. Yeah. So I think that is the beauty of it. Let me just show you what I found in Darwish, what Darwish said about this khayran. So he says, wa khayran fihi. So and khayran, there are 5 different ways in which you can look at khayran. Isn't that cool? It's just amazing. Just one word, 5 different ways. Subhanallah. And all these are grammarians who have come up with these different ways. Okay. So he says, قول سيبويه, that's the first one, the statement of سيبويه, أنه منصوب بفعل محذوف أي وأتوا خيرا. So he's saying that it is mansub, it is basically a maf'ul bihi because of a fi'l that is mansub, that is mahdhuf, sorry. So for example, وأتوا خيرا, and bring forth goodness. Because khayran is a masdar. So and bring forth goodness. That's what Sibawayh is saying. Yeah. So that's one. Maf'ul bihi to a fi'al that is mansub. That is mahdhuf. Sorry, I keep saying mansub. To a fi'al that is mahdhuf. In other words, this is the example he gives. Wa'tu khayran. So anfiqu, spend. Wa'tu khayran, and bring forth goodness. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2 is qawlu Abi Ubaydah. This is the statement of Abi Ubaydah. أنه خبر ليكن مقدرة. That it is the khabar of yakun, implied yakun, basically. It's the khabar of yakun, implied yakun. We know that kana yakunu is treated as jumla ismiya, so mubtada khabar. So he's saying that khayran is the khabar of yakun al-infaq khayra. Yakun al-infaq khayran. This is a typo here. I don't think it's supposed to be ittifaq. Ittifaq has a different meaning. So infaq. Yakun al-infaq khayran. The spending will be good for you. Yeah. So if you say wa anfiqu yakun al-infaq khayran, if you and spend, the spending will be good for you. That's kind of the meaning that Abu Ubaidah is coming up with here. Then you have قول الكسائي والفراء. These are the statements of كسائي and الفراء. أنه نعت مصدر محذوف. That it is the صفة of a masdar that is محذوف. صفة of a masdar that is محذوف. What does he mean? أي إنفاقا خيرا. إنفاقا خيرا. So وأنفقوا إنفاقا خيرا. That's how Kasai and Al-Farra are looking at it. Like they're saying that there's a masdar that is hidden, and this khayran is a sifa to that masdar. What did we talk about when we mentioned this? What did we say this thing is called? Do you remember? I know it's been a while. This is what we call na'ibu maf'ul mutlaq. So basically they are saying that this is a na'ibu khayran, is a na'ibu maf'ul mutlaq. For those of you who have forgotten about the concepts of na'ibu maf'ul mutlaq, you can go back and revise. So one of the many things that can be a na'ib. Yes.
This is from أنفق فيل. إنفاقا is the مفعول مطلق from the
Yes.
أنفق فيل, right?
Exactly. So أنفقوا إنفاقا is the مفعول مطلق, and خيرا is the صفة to مفعول مطلق. But because the مفعول مطلق is محذوف, then this becomes a نائب مفعول مطلق. Okay. So that's basically what Kasai and Al-Farra are saying. Then you have the fourth statement, قول الكوفيين أنه حال. I think this is the easiest and the simplest to understand.
Easiest
because,
one.
Yeah, it's a حال. How? خيرا. It explains the question, how? Yeah, so I think it's easier that way. And maybe we'll just use this one for now. But these are the other, because I don't understand why should you do the gymnastics of saying it's mahdhuf. Hal is straightforward. You don't need anything mahdhuf here. It's straightforward. You can see it's mansub. Okay, so maybe it's a hal. But anyway, all these others also apply, and I think it's beautiful that way. Then you have the last one, قول بعضهم أنه مفعول به لقوله أنفقوا, like what you were saying, على تقدير موصوف محذوف أي مالا خيرا. So it is a مفعول به to أنفقوا, but implied in the sense that there's a صفة that is محذوف, مالا خيرا. يعني spend, what do you spend? Good wealth. Don't spend like, sometimes when we're giving donation, we look for the old stuff that we don't even wear anymore, or like that's the stuff that we spend, that's the stuff that we give out. But here they're saying good wealth. That's what you spend. In other words, good wealth could mean a lot of things. It could mean a lot of it. It could mean the best kinds of wealth. Like don't, take whatever. I don't know how to explain, but I think you get it. Like take the best portion of your wealth, and that's what you spend with Allah. Okay, and it's gonna come after it in تقرض الله قرضا حسنا, about lending Allah a good loan. Yeah, lending Allah a good loan. So I think that would be emphasized after. So you see how amazing the Quran is, subhanallah. Like something that is nasab, and 5 different grammarians came up with 5 different ways of looking at it, and none of it is contradicting. All of it is actually adding to the meaning. So you can look at it, bring forth khair, or you can look at it as, spending well, like al-infaqu khayran, spending well. No, sorry, yakun al-infaqu khayran, the spending will be good for you, or this spend well, or how well. How do you spend? Spend it well, or spend it in a good manner, or good wealth, spend good wealth. So subhanallah, amazing. Just that one word. Now that I've explained all that, I'm just gonna put here hal, even though, or I could just maybe summarize and say hal, or مفعول مفعول به, or نائب مفعول مطلق.
Even this maful mutlaq concept is also good, sister, because we can easily bring the masdar of anfiqu.
Exactly,
Infaqan can be remembered.
Yeah, infaqan khayran. It connects. You can actually connect it. If you say that it's mahdhuf, it makes sense. Yeah. Yes. Okay, or khabar yakun. And yeah, you can see there are 5 of them. I've only put 1, 2, 3, 4, so I'm missing 1. I don't know which one I'm missing. Let's see.
Sifa of
yeah.
Sifa.
Yeah, let's just put Sifa. So in case maybe somebody is revising this, they have that information there. So that's basically all the
possibilities for
possibilities. Yes, thank you. Possibilities for khairan. Again, watch out for the nasabs. If something is nasab, you have to ask yourself several questions. You have to ask, why is it nasab? Can I look at it this way? Can I look at it this way? And actually, there are other reasons that maybe I did not mention before of something that could be nasab. But just the ones is fine. Those are the common ones. All right. لأنفسكم.
Li is حرف جر. أنفسكم is مضاف مضاف إليه which is مجرور because of حرف جر لي which is متعلق بالفعل.
Yes. متعلقان بالفعل.
متعلقان بالفعل.
And of course أنفسكم is مضاف مضاف إليه. Okay, great.
واو حرف عطف.
You can look at just a new sentence because it's not really like the previous sentence was أمر أمر.
استنافية.
Yeah. So this we can look at it as استئنافية.
استنافية. من it is شرط.
So this is
اسم الشرط. اسم شرط. يوقع is مجزوم فعل مضارع مجزوم.
I'm gonna put مبتدأ here as well. So من is an اسم شرط مبتدأ and everything else that comes after it is gonna be خبر من. And then يوقع
is فعل مضارع مجزوم.
exactly.
يوقع هو الضمير. هو الضمير مستتر is the file
of شحة of يوقع.
يوقع. يوقع فعل.
Yeah. And let's just recap this before we move on. How is it مجزوم?
مجزوم because of drop. This is وقف يا and ya is been dropped حرف إلا. So dropping of حرف إلا from the مضارع it shows that the status of مجزوم.
Exactly. So this is وقع يقي, that is the active line. وقع يقي وقاية فهو واق. Then the passive line is وقي يوقى. So it had actually a ya, not a ya, but what is it called? ألف مقصورة.
يا بالضمة. يوقع يو. يوقع يو it was.
Yes, but then because they don't like ew sound, remember when we did Sarf, they don't like ew sound or ayu sound, so they just made it yuqa. So they smoothed it like that. So they replaced the ya with alif maqsura. And then when you make it majzoom, you get rid of the harf al-illa. So it becomes yuqa. Okay. So now this is the majzoom version. All right. Then we have shuha. What is shuha?
Shuha is shuha nafsihi. This is muzaf ilayh, sister.
Yes.
Which is maful bihi for yuqa fail.
How? Yuqa is passive, is it not? And we learned that passives don't take a maf'ul bihi. So what is happening here?
Okay. So shuha nafsihi, this will be.
It is maf'ul bihi, but I just want you to figure out how is it maf'ul bihi.
Why is it maf'ul bihi?
So what happens when you have you remember we talked about there are certain fi'ils that are متعدي لمفعولين or متعدي لثلاثة مفاعيل. So what happens
because
when you
this
make
is mutaddi, the first maful bihi becomes the file of it, where the rest becomes the maful bihi of that fail.
Yes, exactly. So here when you this yuqa waqa yaqi is mutaaddi li maf'ulain. It takes two maf'ul bihis. So when you make it passive, the first maf'ul bihi is omitted. Basically, you don't have it. But what do you do with the second one? You have to have it. So normally we won't say maf'ul bihi al-awwal. We will say maf'ul bihi al-thani because it is understood that the first one is passive, is mahdhuf. We don't know about it. For example, if I said waqahu an-nar, waqahu an-nar, he prevented him from the fire. So him is the first maf'ul bihi and an-nar is the second maf'ul bihi, right? So if I just want to remove, I want to make this statement passive, I would say wuqiya an-nar, and an-nar will still be the second maf'ul bihi. He was protected from the fire. Yeah. Hope that's clear. Okay. And of course, this is mudaf ilayh, shuha nafsihi. All right. Good. Then we have another. Now we have a fa. Now watch out. What did we say man is? اسم شرط.
Man is shartiya, so this will be rabita.
Exactly.
Farabita.
Yes. It is فالرابطة, or some books
Farabita.
call it الجزاء, I think.
Jazaiya. And it comes because the Jawabul Shart is Jumla Ismiya.
Exactly.
Here.
Beautiful. Let me just add that. Why is it there? Because the jawab is
Jawabul Shart.
ismiya. Jawab.
Jumla Ismiya.
Ismiya.
Jawabul Shart, Jumla Ismiya.
Okay. Then we have أولئك.
Ulaika is Mubtada. So humul muflihun is khabar, wherein khabar again hum is mubtada and al muflihun is khabar of the mubtada.
Yes.
The whole forms the khabar of ulaika.
مبتدأ. And then we have خبر here.
Khabar.
مفلحون is the خبر.
Khabar.
Here we go. So that's basically, yeah, you can look at it that way. And what kind of pronoun is this? هم المفلحون.
This is five. What to say here? This is a munfasil.
ضمير الفصل. ضمير الفصل. Yeah, not منفصل, but ضمير الفصل. منفصل is a different thing. This is ضمير الفصل. It comes between مبتدا and خبر. ضمير الفصل. Separate a referee pronoun, we called it, right? Referee pronoun. So it comes as a referee between مبتدا and خبر. Because somebody might ask, okay, why are we saying المفلحون is خبر? It has al on it. Sometimes a خبر can have al on it. It happens in the Quran, with or without the referee pronoun. So sometimes you have a khabar with al on it, even if the separator pronoun is not there. But in this case, we have a referee pronoun in there. So that's basically the end of first ayah. Any questions, guys? Has that been clear? Okay.
Yes, Sister Ilham, I need to ask something.
Sure.
You just mentioned about yuqa, that first maf'ul bihi for the active has been mahzoof. But can you clarify this for me? Because when we make the verb passive, the maf'ul bihi becomes the naibul fa'il. It doesn't become mahzoof. The fa'il becomes
Yes.
mahzoof. I didn't understand this
Yeah.
point.
Sorry. Yeah, that's basically what I meant, but then I was like, mahdoof, yani. It becomes the naibul fa'il. Yes, you're right. So here, yuqa, the inside pronoun, is the naibul fa'il. هو ضمير مستتر is the naibul fa'il. Yes, you're right. So the first مفعول به became the naibul fa'il, and then the second مفعول به is شح نفسه. Thank you for pointing that out. I think I also forgot.
Thank you, Jazakallah.
Yeah, جزاك الله خير. Any other corrections or clarifications, guys? Please feel free. I make mistakes too, and you need to correct me, because this is important. It's something I'm putting online, so we need to make sure that whatever we are putting, it's the correct thing. Okay. All right, let's do the sarf now. So we have fattaqu.
Ji. Waw, qaf, ya is the
Jidr.
first one. Jidr. So from family 8. Ittaqa. Ittaqa, yattaqi. Ittaqa, yattaqi. فهو اتقاء. يتقي اتقاء فهو متق. متقن will be the maf'ul of it.
متقن.
So
yeah, and then muttaqan.
Muttaqan is a maf'ul.
I'm putting this one here because it's naqis can be a bit challenging, so I'm just.
Ji.
And then of course what we are looking for is if you do al-amru minhu.
Amr, so tattakhani, tattakhuna.
Ittaqi.
So from that it is ittaqi.
Yeah. Oh, you were okay combining. Okay, fine, I get it. Yes.
Into second person.
Okay. So we have ittaqi, and then
اتقي اتقياني
but
اتخون
but remember it's an amr.
أمر okay اتقيا so it
اتقيا.
should اتقوا
exactly, so we found it. اتقوا. So maybe just to revise this, because I know this is a very difficult concept in Sarf. This is what is it called? It's lafif mafruq. So you have in the beginning, you have a weak letter, and you have at the end a weak letter like this. So wow and yeah. And normally when this happens, you kind of treat it as naqis most of the time. Like there are so many shared rules with naqis, and that's why when you're coming to the command, we have to get rid of the weak letter. So we say ittaqi. But then when it comes to the dual, most of the time the weak letter comes back. So you have ittaqiya, just like in the mudara, it came back. Yattaqi, yattaqiyani. So it was yattaqiyani, and then you get rid of the first ya, it becomes ittaqiya, ittaqi, and then you make it majzoom, it becomes ittaqi, like this, and then of course ittaqiya, and then ittaqu is the home version. I know, yeah, this one can be tricky, but it's a good word to just memorize if you can be able to memorize, because it happens a lot in the Quran. So if you can memorize this, it will be easier, I think. Okay, and it means
fear.
Yeah, fear is one way they translate this. You can say have God consciousness.
But also cautiousness also, right?
Yeah, consciousness, or be mindful of God.
You all.
Yes, y'all.
Yeah,
because it's plural. So something like that. Okay, these are some of the translations that you would see. Although people are trying to go away from fear, because fear, there are other words for fear. Khashia is one of them. Yeah.
Okay. So ta, waw, ain.
Okay, so this ta,
waw, ain. So this is from family 10. Istata'a.
Yes.
Yastati'u. Yastati'u. Istita'atan. Yastati'u. Istita'atan. فهو مستطيع.
Yes, فهو مستطيع. So what are we looking at?
We are just looking for فعل ماضي. أنتم زميل with استطاع.
So we'll do the 3 lines of anta.
Anta, yeah. استطعت. استطعتما. استطعتما. استطعتم.
Exactly. استطعت. We have to get rid of the alif, remember? Because
alif. Yeah.
Ajwaf. That's why even the computer is telling me you're wrong. استطعتما. And then
but tasniya alif remains, na sister? That remains, right?
Which one?
The tasniya, the dual one.
No,
it remains, right?
No, it doesn't. استطعتما. So what happens with the madi, when you come to the hunna, them ladies, remember we talked about this in Sarf, when you reach them ladies,
6-1.
Yes, all the way to the end, they just change everything. Like the women, they decide how things will happen. So istata'na, and then you have istata'ta, istata'tuma, istata'tum, like that. I hope that's clear.
जी.
And this means?
This is ability.
Mhm.
Ability system.
Yes, ability. So we can say as
Ability.
long as you're able to.
Able to.
That's an
So
okay
this is
translation.
again you all, your ability.
Yes, your. Antum.
Okay.
Mhm. Then we have
So
isma'u.
this is from Samia. Sin Mim Ain is
Yeah,
the
this is one of the very basic family one that you have to know. If you don't know this, go make istighfar, like Ustaz would say. And which family is it?
This is family 1.
Which clan?
Family 1. Case this is from 4.
Family like family
Samia
1 you have
Yasma'u.
Nasara. Ah, exactly. So it's Samia.
Samia Yasma'u.
Yeah.
Samia Yasma'u. Samia Yasma'u, Sam'un or Sima'un. 2 masdars.
Yes.
Yasma'u,
We do
Sam'un, Sam'an or Sima'an. So from Sami'un. وهو Sami'un.
Okay, good.
Sunnah, to listen.
The Amr now.
Amr. So we are
Ismi. What is the Amr? So yasma'u. You're working from yasma'u.
Tasma'u. So from tasma'u it is isma'u. Isma.
Isma.
Isma. Isma, isma'a, isma'u. So we got the jama of that, isma'u.
Yes, isma'u. Beautiful. And it means?
You all listen.
Exactly.
So,
then we have anfiqu.
Atiu.
Did we? Oh, no, ati'u, I think we did a while back. So I'm only including names, new ones that we have in that.
This is nafaqa, to spend. Noon, fa, qaf.
But it's not nafaqa. By the way, nafaqa, just to point out, the jidr is noon, fa, and qaf, but nafaqa, the fi'l, doesn't mean to spend. Yeah.
Anfaqa is to spend, right?
Anfaqa is to spend. Exactly. So you have to watch out that, because the other one is where munafiq comes from. So.
Okay. Depends upon the families again.
Yes. This one, the family is important. Okay. And again, it's an amr.
Family 4. Anfaqa. Anfaqa yunfiqu infaqan fahuwa munfiqun. So this is from Amr. Anfiq.
Yes. So
Anfiqa, anfiqu.
Anfiq. Yes. Anfiq, anfiqa, anfiqu.
Anfiqa, anfiqu.
Copy that. Paste. Anfiqu. There we go. We found it. And it means?
To spend. Kharch karo.
Yeah. You all spend. Then we have yuqa.
Oh, this is waqaya.
Yeah, I included this, even though we did it in above here, family 8, but I only included it because it's a very difficult word, waqayaqi, it's lafif mafruq, so it's important when we have this difficult words, maybe we revise more. So we did family 8, now we're going to do family 1. So I just put it there. And this is, you know which clan it is?
Waqafiya. So waqayaqi daraba.
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 So waqayaqi.
Waqayaqi.
The master is wiqaya.
Wiqayatan. Wiqayatan. Huwa waqin. Because of
waqin.
Waqin. Mawqiyun. Mawqiyun will be maful.
But the
موقي
passive line, the majhul, would be?
مجهول will be موخن موخ
So the
موخن
ماضي مجهول. ماضي مجهول. وقيا.
أخيا
And then
أخيا يوخيو
but you can't say
this remains
yukayu.
in majhul.
Yeah.
يوخا, it will be يوخا. يوخا.
Exactly. Yeah. And from this mudara is where we get the majzoom version, basically.
majzum.
Okay, so you have yuqa, and then the muthanna, the dual will be yuqayani.
يوخياني يوخيونا, so يوخونا, it will be necessary.
Yeah.
Drops.
Yeah, so when you have a, then you have u in the end. So when it, yeah. Sorry, you have aw. When you have a, then it will be aw. So yuqawna. Yuqawna.
قونا.
Yeah. Naqis, I'm telling you, naqis is not, we need to revise a lot of naqis, basically all the time. So anyway, this is the mudara. So we're going to do the majzoom and the mansoob and the majzoom. So that is yuqa and again yuqa. And this is the majzoom that we are looking for right now. All right. I hope that's clear. Did anybody understand how we got to yuqawna? Because I know this will be the tricky bit. So if you remember with naqis, if the huwa version ends with a, then you have aw. If the huwa version ends with e, like yaqi, then you have u. So here, basically, here in the active line, the hum version will be yaquna. Waqa yaqi, then yaquna. But here it will be yuqawna. Yuqawna. It's a tricky one. I struggle with it too, so don't beat yourself up too much on that. Naqis and lafif, it's a tough one. All right, so what does this mean? So it's passive.
Protected, sister?
Yes, whoever is protected. Because waqa is to protect. And this is majhul, so protected.
Is protected.
Then we have muflihun.
فَالْأَفْلَهَ يُفْلِهُ إِفْلَاهًا فَهُوَ مُفْلِحٌ. فَلَامْهَ is the jidr. So this is from family 4.
And muflihun
أَفْلَهَ يُفْلِهُ, and this is ismul fa'il, muflihun.
Exactly. أفلح
يفلح. يفلح إفلاحا.
إفلاحا.
فهو مفلح.
Yes. So we
from
found it.
Jama.
Exactly. So muflihun.
Muflihun, muflihani, muflihuna.
Muflihun. And this means
success, right? Who are successful.
Yeah, so successful ones, we can say. Successful ones. Okay, great. So let's go to the next ayah. In tuqridu.
Okay, in this is shart.
In shartiya.
Shart. In shartiya. So tuqrizu.
What would be tuqridu? So فعل شرط.
فعل الشرط. تقرزو فعل مضارع مجزوم. تقرزون مضارع مجزوم. أنتم ضمير is the file. So file.
And لفظ الجلالة.
الله اسم الجلالة مفعول به. مفعول به. So قرضا تقرض قرض يقرض. So this should be again مفعول مطلق sister. قرضا.
Beautiful. Yes. مفعول مطلق.
قرضا مفعول مطلق.
I'm glad you figured that out. For those who are struggling to wonder where we are getting مفعول مطلق, so you see the فعل is the same. تقرض قرضا. مفعول مطلق. Yeah. And what is حسنا then?
حسنا this should be حال.
حال of what?
or صفة of that or حال. صفة can be. It can be صفة of قرضا.
Yes. So this is a صفة of قرضا. Yeah. قرضا حسنا.
حسنا. So يضاعف, this is جواب الشرط which is مجزوم.
So we can see مضارع.
يضاعف, it was يضاعف which has become مجزوم because of شرط. So هو ضمير مستتر is the file. هو ضمير متصل is the مفعول به أول. Or it can be one first مفعول به.
There's only one.
مفعول به. مفعول به. لكم is جار مجرور. متعلق بالفعل. يضاعف سن واو حرف عطف. يغفر is again فعل مجزوم معطوف عليه.
Yes. So مجزوم معطوف. I'm just gonna write مجزوم معطوف. So you understand it's معطوف to يضاعف.
يضاعف.
Exactly. Goes back there. And لكم would be another.
يغفر هو ضمير فاعل is the هو ضمير مستتر is the file of يغفر.
Yes. Let's try and see if we can have some fit it in here. So this is هو. Oops.
لكم جار مجرور.
Okay, so it won't really fit nicely. Let's see if we could. Okay, it fit. I posted. All right. So you have.
استنافية.
Yes. استنافية. This is a new sentence.
الله. استنافية. الله لفظ الجلالة مبتدأ. مبتدأ. شكور خبر أول. Then حليم خبر ثاني. This two becomes the خبر of مبتدأ.
Yes. Yeah. So خبر one, خبر two. Beautiful. And that's the second ayah. So let's look at the Sarf. تقرض.
تقرض is خرز. قاف رازا is the جدر. And this is from family 4. أخرز يخرز. أخرز يخرز. إخراز. فهو مخرز. So the passive will be مخرز. مخرز.
Yes, the
so
مفعول به. اسم مفعول, sorry. So you have
مضارع مجزوم تخرز. تخرزان. تخرزون.
It will be تقرض.
تخرز.
The هو version.
تخرز. تخرزا. تخرزو.
Exactly. All right, great. I hope everyone is following along nicely, so we don't lose anybody behind. Right, so تقرض, تقرضات, تقرضوا. And this means, of course, we said
loan.
Oh, we didn't say
give
this
loan.
one. Yeah, this one means to give loan.
Loan.
Y'all give a loan. loan. Yeah. Then you have يضاعفه.
Zaif. Zwad Ain Fa is the Jidr. So this is from Jahada. The family 3. Za'afa.
If I put here, by the way, I hope you understand that it's مجزوم, مضارع مجزوم, so that somebody doesn't get confused and is like, why am I putting in here مضارع? It's مضارع مجزوم. Okay.
Majzum. Ji.
And then it's going to be, you said, ضاعف.
Family 3. Za'afa. Yuzaifu.
يضاعف.
Muza'afatan.
So ضعافا and مضاعفة.
Muza'afatan. So
Put
this
an
is
and here.
Amr. Zaif. Zaifa. Zaifu.
Yes, good. But it's not Amr. What is it?
This is Zaif is
See the sukun?
Zaif. Majzum, right? This is
yes, مضارع مجزوم. So يضاعف
Majzum.
and then it will be
Yuzaif.
يضاعف.
Yuzaifu.
Exactly.
Yuzaifu.
So this is the one we are looking for here, and this one is the one we are looking for here. Okay. يضاعف. What does that mean?
Yuzaif. मतलब multiply, मतलब ज़्यादा करना.
Exactly. So multiply it. Multiply it. يضاعف هو. Multiply it. Then we have Shakur.
Shakur is Sheen Kafra is the Jidr sister. Shakurun, this is Sifana sister. Fa'ulun.
Yes, Ism Safa.
Shakurun. Ism Sifa. So this should be from
Ism Safa Mubalagha. I think this is Mubalagha. Let me just confirm.
Fa'ulun.
Mubalagha, yes. This is a Mubalagha wazn. Shakurun, Ghafurun. All these are Mubalagha. You're familiar with Ism Mubalagha?
Ji, the extensiveness, na sister?
Yes, exaggeration.
Which is for a time, for a small duration, but with the extensive
extreme,
thing.
Yes.
Extremely.
Yeah. Okay.
Jidr is Sheen Kafra.
So this
What should I make for this? From Karuma family, right?
No, from Nasara. Shakara yashkuru.
Shakara yashkuru. Acha. Oh. Shakara yashkuru. Shukurun.
Oh, shukran.
Shukran.
Shukr. I think also, I don't know if shukr also I think is a masdar. I think that one is the one that is in the Urdu language. Shukr.
Shukrun.
Yeah.
Shukrun.
Yeah. So shukran, and then fahuwa
Shakirun.
Shakirun. And then
Mashkurun.
Mashkurun. And then if you go all the way to Mubalagha, you will come to Shakurun, which is this word here. Oops.
Oh, to come to this extent, we have to start from the Nasara pattern, come to file, from file to this way.
Yeah, so with the small families, family 1, there are so many different sighas. So you have Mubalagha, you have Ism Tafdeel, you have Ism Tasghir, you have Ism... There are so many. There are about, I don't know, 16 or something. So there are so many. So you have Fa'il, you have Madi, Mudari', Masdar, Fa'il, then Majhul, then Maf'ul, then Ism, what is it called?
Zarf. Zarf is Zaman, Zarf,
Makan. All those, all the way to Mubalagha. So there are so many. We don't have the time to list all of them. So we'll just say that is the one there. We're not going to do the Sarf Kabir of that. So we'll just do the meaning. Shakur.
Thankful, right, sister?
Yeah.
Shukr
It
karna.
means extremely thankful, but when it comes to Allah, we'll say extremely appreciative.
Appreciative.
Yes, beautiful. So Allah appreciates what you do, and He rewards it multiple times over. Halim?
Halam, hal, lam, mim. So this should be from Karuma sister. Family one, Karuma.
Yes.
Karuma.
And now this is
Haluma, Haluma. Karuma, Yakruma. Yahlumu.
Haluma. Yahlumu.
Yahlumu, Halimun.
Yeah, so the masdar will be hilm.
Hilmun.
Yeah, let me put the sukun there. Hilm, and then of course now the isim sifa would be halim.
Halim.
Because we don't have the isim of fa'il.
Fa'il.
Yeah. And what does this mean? Halimun?
Halimun is forbearing.
The word is difficult. Yeah, forbearing. Nobody understands what this means. Forbearing. How do I spell that? Okay, it doesn't have an E. Forbearing. Extremely forbearing. That is halim. All right, let's do the last ayah. Then we can end the session, inshallah. So, alimul ghaybi wa shahada.
Alimul ghaybi. This is muzaf ilay.
Good.
Alimul ghaybi. Alimul ghaybi wa shahada. Alimul. So, alimul mubtada, sister. This is.
That's the way to think about it. But in this case, if this is the mubtada, then where's the khabar? Alimul ghaybi wa shahadati al-aziz al-hakim.
So this can be khabar muqaddam.
Or khabar to a mubtada that is mahdhuf. Like, for example, imagine here, they are saying, huwa.
Allahu.
Yes. So you can imagine
or
it's
can we
saying
here like Al-Azizu Al-Hakimu. This is mubtada muakhar, sister.
Yes. So no, you can't do like that. You can't say that Al-Aziz Al-Hakim is the khabar mubtada and this is because these are all names of Allah. And names and attributes of Allah. Yeah.
Correct.
So, and normally it's either going to be Allah, the lafdul jalala, that is going to be the mubtada, or huwa. It's going to be the mubtada. So this is mahdhuf. The mubtada is hidden. The mubtada is not mentioned. So it's just saying alimul ghaybi wa shahada. And I think it adds to the grand nature of the set of highlighting alimul ghaybi more. Okay. So that's kind of like what's happening there. So
or it can be hal of the file, sister. Yuzaif fail, which is there. Huwa zamir mustatir is the file of Yuzaif.
But so hal, what kind of status is hal? Is it Rafa?
Nasab, but Jumla Ismiya, when it comes, it can't be.
So it will be like this whole sentence. But
the
then,
whole sentence.
But then it will have to be, you'll have to have a waw harf atif. Waw haliya, sorry. And there's no waw haliya.
So this waw cannot be haliya?
No, this sentence cannot be haliya because there's no waw haliya. With a jumla ismiya, you have to have a waw haliya. For a jumla ismiya to be hal, you need a waw haliya.
So this waw we cannot take it as waw haliya. This hal mein ke Allah shakurun halim hai. No, we can't.
Which one?
So this one? What I thought was yuzaifu lakum wa yaghfir lakum. This whole is jumla failure. So waw haliya. So huwa zamir in yuzaif. Because this is lafzul jalala huwa zamir, right? It is he who will double as the thing. So this whole jumla will be the hal of Allah huwa zamir, which is there. I thought in that way.
Oh, okay. Maybe this one, maybe this waw, you can look at it as waw haliya. Most of the time it comes with a pronoun. Waw haliya is wa huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. Wa huwa something or wa hiya something. So normally it comes with the pronoun. I'm not so sure if you can look at this. Maybe. Wallah, I don't know. I have to go back to those notes. I've forgotten about that. Yeah. So maybe it's possible. But this is one way of looking at it. So this, what I've given you here, it's one way of looking at it, where you say that the mubtada is one of these words, and this Allah goes back to the Allah that was mentioned before. And so this mubtada is mahdhuf, is
महजूफ
hidden,
जी जी
and therefore this is
जी
your khabar.
खबर
Or rather, this is khabar 1, khabar 2, khabar 3, because
खबर
it's the names of Allah. That's one way
जी
of looking at it. Or you can actually link it up to the previous sentence, this one. So you say this is Lafdul Jalala is the mubtada. Shakurun, which
जी
is the name of Allah, is khabar 1. Halimun is khabar 2. You come down
okay
here and say Alimul Ghaibi wa Shahada is khabar 3. Azizu,
oh
khabar 4.
जी
Hakimun, khabar 5. But
yeah
I am more convinced of this one. I am more convinced with the fact that the mubtada is mahdhuf, because Allah put them in in separate sentences, number one. Number two, if you look at these ones are proper, and this one is not, is common. It's not ash-shakuru. It's not wallahu ash-shakuru, wallahu al-halim.
जी
So I think because of that, maybe it's not continuing. So there's a break here. That's just my own opinion. I haven't read anywhere about that, but those are the two explanations I found. Although this one is the
Sister Ilham,
majority opinion.
जी
Yes.
Sister Ilham, can we look
because
at it like the sifa of Lafzul Jalala? Because they are all
So yeah,
proper.
so sometimes you would see in some books they would describe the names of Allah as sifas, even though I prefer to look at the names of Allah as khabar as opposed to sifa, because these are the names of Allah. He is known by these names. So if you say that Al-Hakim is the sifa to Al-Aziz, I mean, it kind of implies the same thing, but the names that
No,
Allah is
not of the names, but the sifa of Lafzul Jalala that came before Allahu. So it's the sifa. Alimul Ghaib is the sifa of
yes.
Allah, Lafzul Jalala.
Yeah, that way you can look at it that way. You can look at it that way. You can say that, you know, it's sifa 1, sifa 2. Sometimes you will see that in the books also, but I haven't come across that. Most of the time it's just they prefer to use khabar, even though that sometimes they would say, like for example in Surah Al-Fatiha, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, they would say sifa 1, sifa 2.
जी
They would do that, yeah. But I prefer the khabar explanation because it's more convincing for me personally, you know, but that explanation is also there. Okay, so I forgot to write. So this is mubtada mahdhuf.
مبتدا محذوف
Mahdhuf. And of course alim al-ghaybi then becomes the khabar.
خبر أول معطوف معطوف عليه and
Yes.
واو will be harf and the other three will be معطوف
Yeah. So this is
عطف
عطف
واو حرف عطف
معطوف. And of
أول
course al-azizu would be
معطوف.
So that's basically what you would see in Arab books. Some of them, or a majority of them actually. And then once in a while you see that they will say that this is khabar 3, khabar 4, khabar 5, because they are linking it to the previous sentence, which starts with wallahu shakurun halim. Yeah. And of course what Maryam also said, you would also see, you might see that as well, where they will say that these are the sifas. Instead of khabars, they will call them sifa to lafdul jalala. But not sifa to each other. Not sifa to each other, but sifa to lafdul jalala. All right. Let's finish off. Unless there's any questions. But if that's clear, we can finish off. We have only 2 sarf words here.
As ain, za, za.
Yes. Ain.
Again, this
Za, za.
Za, za. So this should be from Karuma itself, my sister. Failun pattern.
Azza? No, it's Azza ya'izu. Daraba yadrib.
Azza zaraba.
But
Azza
this is ism sifa.
Sifa. Azizun.
So this is Azza. Yeah. Izu. The masdar is Azza. Izzatan. فهو, do you know the ism fa'il?
Aziz. Aziz.
Azizun. No, they don't like zizun. Anything with zizun, zuzun, none of that. So you can't repeat the letter. Yeah. So azun is the ism fa'il.
Azun. Okay.
Mm.
Acha.
And then the
Azun.
اسم مفعول will be معزوز. That one is easy.
Azun.
And then, of course, the اسم صفة would be العزيز, which is this here.
Azizun.
Mm. And do you know the meaning?
Aziz, matlab strong. What
Yeah,
is it?
mighty,
Strong, right?
powerful,
Mighty.
authoritative.
Powerful.
It has so many meanings, by the way. It has also the meaning of honor. Yeah, there's quite a bit of meanings to it.
Mighty.
Then we have Al-Hakim, the last one. So
Hakam. Hakaf mean.
yes,
So this should be from, again, Daraba Yadribu sister.
this is actually Karuma Yakrum. Interesting, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Because normally, whenever I make the verb table thing, I see the whole back-to-back fell from the
Yeah,
same bab.
and it
So
confuses
now
you.
I thought, okay, when this is Aziz, this should be again from Daraba itself. But it is wrong.
Yeah, so this is Karuma. Yeah,
Okay. Hakuma, Yahkumu.
Hakuma,
Yahkumu.
Yahkumu, Hikmah,
Hakimun.
فهو
Hikma.
حكيم.
Hikma. Hakim.
حكيم. So that's the
So
one.
now it's also coming as Nasara.
It's
Hakama
also coming,
Yahkum.
but I think it has a
Yeah,
different meaning of governing, right?
to
It
pass
might have a
judgment.
different meaning.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can
because
just
it's
confirm the meanings.
specifically for the meanings are to pass judgment, express an opinion, to judge, decide, give a decision.
Yeah, so there's the meaning of judging, and then there's the meaning of wisdom, and then there's the meaning of governing. So I don't know which is which, like, but I think
This
this
is
one comes
wisdom,
from
sister.
Karuma. Which one is wisdom?
This Hakim, wise.
Yeah, Hakim
Wise
is
and
wisdom,
wisdom.
but which
Wisdom.
family? That's the question.
Family, Hakum. Acha, Hakuma, Yahkuma, right?
So yeah, that's something we need to watch out for, because sometimes you can have the same jidr coming in different families from family one, but sometimes they could have different meanings. Sometimes not. Sometimes it's just a dialect thing, like a dialect from this region, they pronounce it as Nasara Yansuru, and the dialect in another region is Fataha Yaftahu. But sometimes it's actually different meanings. Like you have Karuma gives you a different meaning, Nasara gives you a different meaning, Fataha gives you a different meaning. So again, I think that just comes slowly. We don't have to force that. You check in the dictionaries and you get it. Yeah, maybe we can check after, because that's the only thing left. And of course, this one means wise.
Wise.
But because it's Allah, let's say all wise. And even here, we can say Almighty.
Almighty.
And that's about it. I've not been doing the translations because, again, with translations, you can do it on your own, and you can go to Qur'an.com and compare, what we've been doing, compare the different translations. You can do that. But I think we can try and check this word Hakim. Where do I go? Where would I? Let's see. I don't know if Ijtal would give me. Let's see. So this is Hakana. Hakama yahkumu, to pass judgment. So that is the Nasara Yansuru that Maryam was pointing out. Do they give what a bit? Oh, they don't give another meaning. They don't give karuma.
Hakama Yahkumu. Hukman.
Huh.
Hukman.
Okay, maybe I could be wrong. I don't know. Let me check Al-Ma'ani. Why is it doing this? Oh, I don't know why it's doing this.
From Nasara, we get Hakimun, sister.
Hakimun, yes.
Hakimun,
A judge.
Judge. So Hukman is the masdar from that. Bab Nasara.
Yeah.
So मुख्तलिफ मानी में इस्तेमाल जैसा that is judgment, hukum dena, that is to order. It comes in that meaning.
I didn't want to show this, but let's see. This is Al-Ma'ani. Let's go here. Don't know if you can still see. What is happening? I don't know why my Al-Ma'ani is not working. Let's try a different dictionary then. But which one? This one, I don't know if it will give me, but let's try. This is what? What are we looking for? Hakama. I think my antivirus, I changed something on my antivirus, so it's, I think it's missing Al-Ma'ani app. Okay, so Kalima Hakam. Place it. Okay. That one is not there. Today I'm introducing you probably to dictionaries you never knew existed. So it's good for you. You can check them out later. I prefer, of course, I prefer Al-Ma'ani, Ijtal, and then Al-Ma'ani. Those are my favorite. But sometimes, like now, Al-Ma'ani is not working, so I try to find it somewhere else. So Hakama, Hukm, Masdar Hakam. Is the Sarf though? Did I select? No, I didn't select Sarf. So Hakamta, I guess this is the Nasara. Hakamta لم يحكم ولما أحكم. I think I'm gonna have to find out more about this one, honestly. Oh, you guys can you guys see my screen? You can't see my screen. Are you able to see my screen?
No, we can't see.
Yeah,
It
we are able
shows
to
up.
see the screen, but
It's
nothing
black.
is
It's showing up
coming out from
Al-Ma'ani.
there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay.
Almani.com.
Yeah, this one refused to work. Sorry, I thought you guys were seeing these other dictionaries that I was pulling out. This is another one. It's quite handy with Sarf mostly. I prefer to use it, but it's, I don't know, I can't say that it's 100% accurate. So this is, you can see this is Nasara. That's the one that they're going with. I don't know if they give, I think I'm gonna have to do more research, unless I could be wrong. Honestly, maybe I made a mistake. I thought it was Karuma, and maybe it is Nasara actually. Allahu A'lam. And my Al-Ma'ani has refused to work for some reason. Can somebody check in Al-Ma'ani if you guys are able to? I don't know. Because Al-Ma'ani gives you, or we can actually, I know where we can go. Let's go to Lisan al-Arab. Let's see here. Arab. Okay. Close this. So this is أحكم الحاكمين وهو الحكيم. الحكم, where does it start with? About the jither. حكم يحكم. Okay. So I think, yeah, I think you're right. I think I made a mistake there. Yeah, I would try and research for that. I don't know where I got it from, but maybe I just made a simple mistake.
Yeah, we
So
do have like karuma,
there is,
حكم يحكم حكما وحكمة. Yeah,
yes,
حكم
I think
يحكم.
that's the one I was going for.
It's there.
Hikmah. Okay.
حكمة
Oh,
فهو حكيم. So it's there.
oh, I almost lost my mind about this because I knew I saw it somewhere, but I was like,
Yeah.
what is this? Okay. Yeah. So I guess that's it, but I will find out more information and try and share when my Al-Ma'ani is working. But yeah, we can just put it here. There's also family one, Nasara, which comes in the meaning of basically judging. So hakama yahkumu, to judge between people, and then hakuma, to be wise. Something like that.
Yeah.
All right, great. I think that was a good exercise. If you guys want to know more about the dictionaries that I use, sometimes you can I can post the links of this other useful. Some of them are not so very useful, but some of them are. Al-Ma'ani is literally one of the best, I think. It has everything. Okay, I don't know if there are any other questions, but basically we are done with Nahw and Sarf of Surah Attaghabun. Everything is done there. The only thing maybe is just to go through this list of all the words that we have done so far. I have done a nice summary for you guys here, and I'll post it later, inshallah. And my advice would be every single word that we have done, the Nahw and the Sarf of, make sure at least you know the Madi, Mudari, and the Masdar, at least those three things. If you want, you can learn maybe the Sarf Saghir. Make sure that you know the Sarf Saghir really well. And I've actually written out for you all the Sarf Saghir of all the words. So make sure at least you know this. And if that is difficult for you, just know the Madi, Mudari, and the Masdar. At least that will build your vocabulary really, really well. Because next time you hear shakara yashkuru, you know what it is, you know. So you just know these words. And that will be the end. Next week, inshallah, we look at the same ayat, 16 to 18, but we look at the explanation side of it. And we'll have one more session because we need to wrap it up. And that last session, honestly, I urge everyone to attend because that I think will be the best session ever. I am looking forward to it so much because I'm so excited about it. The things that I discovered about this ayah, and I can't wait to share with you guys, inshallah. So next week, we do the explanation. Then the week after that, we're going to wrap things up. You know, the way Ustad does it, nice and tiny and neatly. That's what we're going to do, inshallah. So 2 more sessions remaining, and then we'll end the Surah Attaghabun. I am currently taking suggestions for the next surah if you guys want us to continue, but we might take a break first before we continue with this. But if you guys have any suggestions, I'm willing to listen, inshallah. What we can do after this, if you're still interested. Any questions, comments, clarifications, corrections before we close the session? Okay, great. It was nice having you guys. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
جزاك الله
جزاك
خيرا.
الله خير.
وإياكم جزاكم الله خير.